Did you know that in the past year alone, tens of thousands of skilled newcomers, engineers, doctors, IT experts, even entrepreneurs, have quietly left the UK? These aren't people without options. These are the very individuals the country once fought to attract, now choosing to start fresh somewhere else. Why? What is happening inside the UK that makes highly educated professionals pack up their lives and walk away from the land of opportunity? Is it just about money, or is there something deeper? Something hidden beneath the headlines? Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to uncover the surprising reasons behind this mass exit, and the answers may challenge everything you thought you knew about the UK. Number 1. The changing landscape of opportunity. For decades, the UK stood as a symbol of upward mobility, an environment where talent, hard work, and education could open doors to a better life. For skilled newcomers, the promise was clear: world-class institutions, thriving industries, and a chance to build a secure future. But over time, that promise has begun to fade. Many professionals now find themselves caught in a system that feels stagnant, where ambition collides with invisible barriers. Long working hours dominate their weeks, yet promotions and meaningful recognition remain elusive. Instead of climbing the ladder, they find themselves running in place, drained by deadlines that leave little time for personal growth. For some, even basic progression within their career trail feels painfully slow, as if the system is designed to keep them waiting. And then there is the commute, a daily grind that can steal 2 to 3 hours from each day. Picture this: a skilled software engineer boards a crowded train before sunrise, only to return home after dark, too tired to spend quality time with family or pursue anything meaningful outside of work. Multiply that by years, and the cost becomes more than physical exhaustion. It eats into mental health, relationships, and any sense of balance. Add to this the subtle culture of limited recognition. Newcomers often bring innovative ideas but find them dismissed, overlooked, or credited to someone else with stronger connections. The message becomes clear: not all skills are equally valued, and not all voices are equally heard. For many, the dream that once motivated them to uproot their lives begins to feel like a trade-off: endless work without the rewards they imagined. What was once seen as a country brimming with opportunity now feels like a treadmill, fast, relentless, and leading nowhere. This sense of professional stagnation is one of the most powerful forces pushing skilled workers to look elsewhere, toward destinations where their expertise is not just tolerated but actively nurtured, where career advancement feels achievable, and where work does not consume every waking hour. The UK, once viewed as a magnet for ambition, is now in danger of becoming a place where talent feels stuck rather than inspired. Number 2. The rising cost of life. The rising cost of living in the UK has become one of the heaviest burdens for skilled newcomers, turning what was once an exciting opportunity into a daily struggle for survival. Housing prices in major cities like London, Manchester, and Birmingham have soared so high that even well-paid professionals find themselves squeezed into tiny flats or spending half their monthly income just to cover rent. Imagine working tirelessly all week, only to watch most of your salary disappear into a landlord's account before you've even bought groceries. Childcare is no less punishing. Many parents pay fees that rival a second mortgage, forcing families to make impossible choices between career progression and caring for their children. And it doesn't stop there. Everyday essentials from fuel to food have steadily climbed in price, leaving little room for savings or a safety net. This constant financial stress doesn't just drain wallets, it drains people's energy and spirit. Instead of focusing on creativity, productivity, and long-term growth, newcomers find themselves locked in a cycle of budgeting, cutting corners, and worrying about how to make ends meet. The impact on health is equally damaging. Rising stress levels lead to poor sleep, higher anxiety, and even physical exhaustion. For many, the UK no longer feels like a place to build a future, but rather a place where they are fighting just to stay afloat. Skilled professionals who once dreamed of thriving now find themselves calculating whether the effort is worth it, and increasingly, the answer is no. As the cost of living crisis deepens, it quietly pushes away some of the very talent the UK needs most. Number 3. Social reality. Scroll through social media, and the UK often looks like the perfect destination. Smiling professionals posing outside iconic landmarks, families enjoying cozy weekends in quaint towns, and success stories of newcomers landing dream jobs in prestigious companies. These polished images paint a picture of stability, growth, and effortless achievement, but the reality for many skilled workers is far less glamorous. Behind the filters lies a daily grind of long commutes, financial strain, and endless paperwork that rarely makes it to Instagram feeds. The constant stream of curated success stories creates unrealistic expectations, especially for newcomers who arrive hoping to replicate what they see online. They compare their own exhausting routines, struggling with high rent, demanding hours, and cultural adjustment, to highlight reels of others, and the gap between expectation and reality becomes a source of crushing pressure. This comparison doesn't just bruise self-esteem, it fuels burnout, as individuals push themselves harder to live up to an image that was never real to begin with. The stress of not measuring up seeps into productivity, draining focus at work and leaving little energy for personal growth. Even leisure time feels tainted. Scrolling through feeds can become a reminder of what's missing rather than a source of joy. For many, the sense of inadequacy becomes heavier than the actual challenges they face. The irony is that while social media was meant to connect and inspire, it often isolates, trapping newcomers in cycles of self-doubt. Productivity declines not because they lack skill, but because they are mentally exhausted from trying to live two lives, the one they have and the one they think they should have. Over time, this disconnect between social media's glossy narrative and the unfiltered reality of daily struggles chips away at motivation, making the idea of leaving the UK not just a financial decision, but an emotional survival strategy. When the curated dream doesn't match the lived experience, many skilled newcomers quietly decide that the price of staying is simply too high. Number 4. The mental load. Beyond the financial struggles and career frustrations, one of the heaviest burdens skilled newcomers face in the UK is the invisible weight of constant stress. This mental load builds quietly, balancing demanding jobs, high living costs, and the pressure to succeed in a new environment, until it starts eroding both productivity and personal well-being. Stress affects more than just mood. It disrupts sleep, weakens concentration, and makes even simple decisions feel overwhelming. The result is a cycle where exhaustion leads to mistakes lead to more stress, and productivity sinks even further. To cope, many turn to natural remedies that offer small but meaningful relief. Mindfulness practices, such as short meditation sessions before work, help calm racing thoughts and bring focus back to the present moment. Herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint provide a simple ritual to unwind after long days, signaling to the body that it's time to slow down. Others embrace digital detox habits, switching off phones and avoiding social media for a few hours each evening to create mental breathing space. These lifestyle shifts may appear minor, but their impact is powerful. Clearer thinking, better emotional balance, and improved time management. When the mind is less cluttered, tasks are approached with sharper focus and greater efficiency, turning chaos into manageable order. Skilled newcomers who learn to protect their mental health often find they regain not only their energy but also their sense of control over daily life. Yet without these coping mechanisms, the relentless pace of work and cost of living pressures can push even the most talented professionals to their breaking point. Mental clarity is not a luxury. It is the foundation that allows ambition, skill, and hard work to flourish. Number 5. Why they're leaving. When all of these pressures combine, limited career growth, soaring cost of living, relentless schedules, and the creeping weight of mental exhaustion, it becomes clear why so many skilled newcomers are making the difficult decision to leave the UK. For many, the dream of building a future here slowly unravels into a reality of constant compromise, where success feels out of reach and daily life demands more than it gives back. The push factors are powerful. Career paths that stall despite hard work, financial strain that erodes stability, and a work-life balance so lopsided that health and relationships suffer. Against this backdrop, the appeal of alternative destinations grows stronger. Countries like Canada, Australia, and Germany are actively promoting themselves as havens for skilled workers, offering not only clearer immigration pathways but also more affordable housing, family-friendly policies, and workplace cultures that place genuine value on rest and personal time. Imagine a professional comparing a cramped London flat with the possibility of owning a home abroad, or weighing endless UK overtime against a system that encourages shorter workweeks without sacrificing pay. These contrasts are difficult to ignore. The decision to leave is rarely impulsive. It is the result of accumulating frustrations and careful comparisons. Skilled newcomers look around and realize that their expertise is in demand elsewhere, places where their contributions are recognized, their families supported, and their lives balanced in ways the UK struggles to provide. For many, the conclusion is unavoidable. The cost of staying is greater than the risk of starting over somewhere new. Number 6. The bigger picture and reflection. The The departure of skilled newcomers is not just a personal choice, it carries massive consequences for the UK itself. Every engineer, doctor, researcher, or entrepreneur who leaves represents more than a single lost worker. It is a loss of expertise, innovation, and future potential. Over time, this creates a brain drain that weakens the very foundations of the economy. Industries that depend on specialized knowledge find it harder to fill roles, hospitals struggle with staff shortages, and businesses face delays in projects that require skilled labor. The ripple effects extend even further. Fewer professionals mean slower progress, reduced competitiveness on the global stage, and a greater burden on the talent that remains. It becomes a cycle. Those who stay must carry heavier workloads, which only fuels further burnout and departures. What once made the UK attractive, its reputation as a hub of opportunity, is eroded with each exit. And this raises a sobering question. If the UK cannot retain the very talent it works so hard to attract, what does that reveal about the system itself? Is it a matter of policies that fail to support long-term integration, or a deeper cultural and economic problem that discourages ambition? Whatever the answer, the truth is clear. Skilled newcomers are not leaving in isolation. They are sending a signal, a warning about cracks forming in the country's structure. Ignoring this exodus risks more than empty office desks. It risks a future where the UK's growth and resilience are permanently weakened by the steady loss of its brightest minds. Number 7. Identity struggles. For many skilled newcomers, the decision to leave the UK is not driven solely by economics or career progression, but by something far more personal: the struggle to feel like they truly belong. Even after years of living and working in the country, countless professionals describe an enduring sense of being outsiders, visible contributors to the workforce, yet invisible in the social fabric of everyday life. Subtle barriers at the workplace often reinforce this feeling. Being passed over for leadership opportunities, excluded from informal networks where real decisions are made, or having their expertise quietly questioned simply because of an accent or a foreign qualification. Outside of work, the challenges continue. Communities can feel closed off, with social circles difficult to penetrate and friendships slow to form. For newcomers who arrive with families, the weight of cultural adjustment extends to their children, who may struggle to balance the expectations of home with the norms of school and society. Over time, this disconnect takes a toll. People may succeed on paper, holding good jobs, paying their taxes, contributing to the economy. But internally, they feel adrift, neither fully embraced by their new country nor fully able to hold on to the life they left behind. This limbo creates a quiet ache that numbers and statistics cannot capture. Imagine working in a respected profession, yet still feeling like a guest at the table, never quite at ease, never fully at home. For many, this lack of belonging is harder to endure than the cost of rent or the hours of commuting, because it cuts to the heart of human identity. People don't just move to a country for work, they move to build lives, to find connections, and to create a sense of stability for the future. When that sense of belonging never arrives, even the most skilled and resilient professionals begin to question whether staying is worth it. And increasingly, their answer is no. It's not just about jobs, it's about home, and when the UK cannot provide that deeper feeling of inclusion, newcomers inevitably look elsewhere to find it. Number 8. Can the UK reverse this trend? Looking ahead, the question is not just why skilled newcomers are leaving, but whether the UK has the ability, and the will, to change course. Reversing this exodus requires more than rhetoric. It demands practical reforms that directly address the pressures pushing people away. Housing is at the center of the crisis. Without affordable options, even well-paid professionals feel suffocated by rent or locked out of home ownership. Solutions such as expanding affordable housing projects, offering tax breaks for first-time buyers, or creating incentives for regional relocation could ease the burden. Equally important is workplace reform. Companies must move beyond the culture of endless overtime and recognize that true productivity thrives on balance, not burnout. Flexible working arrangements, clearer career pathways, and fair recognition for international talent are essential steps in rebuilding trust. Government policy also plays a critical role. Streamlining visa renewals, reducing unnecessary bureaucracy, and providing integration support could make skilled workers feel more secure in planning long-term futures. Beyond economics, fostering a genuine sense of inclusion must be a national priority, from celebrating diversity in schools to creating stronger community networks where newcomers feel valued, not sidelined. If these changes are ignored, the UK risks not only losing individuals but entire generations of skilled professionals who could have been innovators, taxpayers, and community leaders. The choice is clear: adapt, or keep losing the very talent the country depends on. So what do you think? Have you seen this exodus unfolding around you, or maybe even felt it yourself? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you haven't yet, check out our previous video for more eye-opening insights. We put a lot of work into bringing you these stories, so please support us by subscribing. It's just one click, but it means the world to us.